There exists an unknown dopamine hack that you can easily implement to consistently move from being distracted by technology to creating incredible focus so you become unstoppable in racing towards your goals. I have spent the last 8 years obsessed in trying to figure out how I can rid myself of my internet addiction, and this is the number one tool I've discovered to rapidly get you out of that state and into someone who has control in their life. To make sure that your implementation of this hack leads to your most rapid improvement, it is absolutely essential that you understand this next point here. You, me, everyone in this world is at the mercy of our biological drives. We are machines that are created and adapted to live in this world. Therefore, we developed a system of reward. This is where the dopamine comes in. It is the one thing that drives you towards getting whatever you want in your life. It keeps you motivated, focused, and enjoyed on that path. Look back 30 years ago and the internet was coming into our lives. We didn't know it then, but it would completely hack this system. And that is what it has done. If you look outside in the world right now, everyone is addicted to their phone. And it is not a strange thing. As I said, we are biological machines, and these phones are being created to absolutely hack this system. This is because then the big tech companies earn a lot of money and you stay hooked. But the bad thing for you is that you lose control over your life, you lose control over reaching your goals, and worst of all, you lose enjoyment. Even though these devices promise us enjoyment, that is not what they give us. If you have ever tried to use willpower to stop doing anything, you probably have discovered that willpower doesn't go very far. Why is that? Why can we not just put down our phones, stop spending all this time on our computer and technology, and go out and enjoy the world and race consistently towards our goals? It is because the environment always wins. When we have such an enticing device around us at all times, what would you think your mind want to choose? That hard thing where it takes effort, where you have to go for a long time in one direction? Or just rid yourself of that boredom by pulling up your phone and spending some time scrolling? Your brain doesn't see the difference between that and this, or at least your limbic system or your primal brain. Therefore, it of course chooses to scroll every single time. This is because it is actually the best choice for your brain. We need to outsmart this, and this is where this hack comes in. You see, we got to surf whatever is pulling us towards distracting ourselves. What I mean by that, if we use willpower, we will fail. Therefore, we can use a little bit of willpower, but just a tiny amount, and we can build ourselves into a stronger and more controllable mind. The hack that you are going to use is called the Dopamine Tier List. I developed this when I discovered that every time I try to quit being on my phone, when I, for example, had been on a doom scrolling binge for many hours and I was feeling so bad about myself, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out and jog for 3 hours and meditate and I'm gonna become a superhuman. I realized that every time I did this, I just fell back into the doom scrolling after a couple of days or maybe a week. So I was like, okay, we need a different approach. We need something else, a different tactic to actually be able to consistently move away. And I understood that to become someone takes time. And that's unfortunate, but that's how the world works. It takes time to move into something, and that is what I understood. So therefore, this dopamine tier list is ranked by the things that brings you the most focus to the things that's destroying your focus. And if you look at the bottom of the list, you can see that there is algorithmic short form content. This is content that hooks you in and steers your mind into algorithmic paths that you didn't choose. On the top of the list, we have things like mindfulness, meditation, reading, stuff that takes effort but strengthens your focus over time. We want to stay at the top of the list as most as possible, but here comes the caveat. You don't want to go from the lower parts of the list and straight to the top of the list, but consistently, when you are at the bottom of the list, just move one step up instead of going all the way to the top. The reason for this is that when you move to the top, At least when you're using willpower, if it's easy to go to the top, then just go there. But if you use willpower, then your mind will start to fight you and you want to go back down the list, because that gives you higher dopamine spikes and your baseline has not yet accumulated to those higher levels. Therefore, you download this sheet, you put it on the back of your phone as a screenshot, and every time you feel like you're in the rabbit hole, you're in the doom scroll, you look at this list and ask yourself, what is the most easy thing I can do to move one step up on that list? For example, you are scrolling and watching shorts, or you're watching short YouTube videos, then you can watch a longer one like this. If you just want to relax in the evening, then put your phone on the counter and watch a longer movie or a TV series without checking your phone. This sounds crazy, but it's actually going to build your focus if you are usually on the lower parts of this list. But there is one thing you have to remember. If you fail, let's say you move up on the list and you feel stronger and stronger and you feel more focused, if you then fall back down, then remember this. Just move one step back up. Falling back down is part of the process. It is part of making you into a stronger human being. When we go to the gym, we work out for a little while and then we fall off. We just have to get back into the gym, and that's exactly the same thing you have to do for your mind. So download that sheet, screenshot it, and I see you in another video. Goodbye.